dealing with the historical legacy of occupation by foreign powers, being targeted today by polluting industries and watching our tax dollars go to bail out wealthy corporations while young people can't afford to go to college. And whereas the demands of this movement are the long-standing demands of anyone and all who organize for social justice, for the rights of children, for working families, for people of color, for immigrants, for the elderly, and for indigenous nations who know all too well what occupation really means. And whereas, by contrast, we know the 1% as well, or at least we know them from a distance. They are the special 1% of our economic system that amasses tremendous wealth and doesn't have to pay its fair share of taxes, that never struggles with joblessness, criminalization, poor education, or a broken healthcare system. And whereas they are the special class that gets bailed out when their financial ship begins to sink, then they thumb their noses at the thought of paying their fair share of taxes or making a few fixes to protect our families from the mad swings of unchecked greed. All the while, their protectors in government threaten to slash our social safety nets and squeeze the programs that foster our local economies. And whereas the city of Albuquerque supports and affirms the vision of the Occupy Wall Street movement, which began as a center of struggle on Wall Street in New York City and has now grown to over 800 cities and towns throughout the country and about 2,000 cities throughout the world, including here in New Mexico, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Las Cruces, Taos, Carlsbad, Roswell, and Farmington. Be it proclaimed that the Council, the governing body of the city of Albuquerque, hereby recognizes we are the 99%, and we stand with the Occupy Wall Street movement. Thank you, Mr. President, and I would like to ask representatives from the Liberate Albuquerque to please come up. Thank you for coming down, and if I could have a person speak to the council, which is why you're here.
First, I would like to thank you for the invitation to come and speak today. Thank you, Councilman, for stepping forward and showing your support to the people so early in this movement. Thank you, officers of APD and campus police, for maintaining the positive mood and for ensuring that our safety is first and foremost. I would like to express our ability and yearning to work as cooperatively as possible to maintain the productive, positive motion we have had thus far. I have seen and learned more in the last 2 weeks than I could ever have imagined. To see people come together in this way has been a blessing and has revived me in a sense, in me, a sense of hope in humanity. We continue to have people step forward and support regardless of what their boss or their television tells them. They bring hot food at night, coffee in the morning, and community all the time. That's all the notes I have. So I guess in general, we're here because we are the people, and we would like to answer any questions that you guys may be curious about, and to let you know that we are here happily, positively. I don't know. You have something else to add to that?
And we can have just one more person, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you for having us here. I just want to say that I was homeless at one time. I was homeless for... Yes.
You put the microphone on.
Oh, okay, instead of bending down.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
I just want to say I'm part of this, my new family here, and I thank you very much for having us here. At one time I was homeless for 7 years, and I did everything possible to come out of my situation, and I did. And so that's why I'm standing here, because I don't want to ever be homeless again, and anybody that is homeless, it's kind of scaring a lot of people who live check by check, because there could be a moment, not just in our lives, but also those of you who are on that side of the fence, that it can happen to you too. In the 7 years that I was homeless, I met wonderful people. I met lawyers, doctors, judges, ex-senators, people I would never thought that would become homeless. So we're coming together as a people, uniting as a people. We are the 99%, and we're here to say that we're here not only for ourselves, but for the greater good of all others. And I just thank you for having us here.
Thank you very much. And I don't know if a representative wants to come up and accept the proclamation. You're also, you know, if you want to come through, you can. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. That concludes the two proclamations.
Thank you, Vice President Gardino. Now, next item on the agenda is a presentation from the administration regarding the latest gross receipts tax revenue report. And I think they always had my agenda wrong, but they got it right. Mr. Romero, come on up. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, councilors. I'm Jerry Romero, the budget officer for the city. We received the September distribution on Friday, October 14th. Remember, this is August activity actually accrued to September. We were up September 6.7% over September 1 year ago, so it was actually good. Cumulatively, that puts us at 2.9%